about to tell you is 100% true. Going into this, I never thought that this could ever happen. I don't even really know how to begin this and how to end this. Okay, so we're gonna start from the beginning real quick. My light keeps turning. I have a little light here. It keeps turning off and I have no idea why. My friend Holly, the day before we went to Suicide Bridge for the first time, she had a dream that she was on the bridge and she was seeing a girl, and the girl was drenched in water, telling her how she died and why. Keep in mind that before this, Holly had never seen the bridge before in person or in pictures, and when we got to the bridge, she told me straight up that that was the bridge that she saw in her dream. So I believe everything started after our second Suicide Bridge visit. Our friend Andrew, he was the first person to say that when he was driving home that night that we left, he felt like somebody was in the car with him. And then Holly went on to say that she felt the same way. A little while after our very last visit, where it was just me, Holly, AJ, and the other Andrew, who we called Tall Man, Holly was telling me that at night when she'd get home from work, she would hear voices like somebody was talking. When she'd go to investigate, everybody in her house was asleep. So AJ and Tall Man, they were more of the skeptics of our group. They didn't really believe in this stuff entirely, which is totally fine. Not everybody does. But the moment that shit started happening to AJ is when we realized that this was not a joke. So with AJ, he had told us that he had this heavy-duty flashlight, this heavy flashlight, in a box that was on his shelf. And somehow the flashlight had fallen off his shelf. And then on top of that, his dog had been acting really strange. So then it came to me. It started actually a couple of nights ago, actually, where I had AJ and Holly over and we were watching Shane Dawson's new video series, which is great. But I just put my little brother to sleep like an hour before, and he's like 1 or 2. And he, like, all of a sudden we just hear him talking. And he's one, almost 2. And he can't speak full sentences, but what I was hearing sounded like full sentences. And Holly said that she was hearing a woman talking to him, which I couldn't hear, but I could hear him like stop talking and then keep talking like he's having a conversation. That was the first thing that happened. That was really weird. The second thing was that Holly had asked me to come over to her house with the Ouija board because she wanted to talk to what was going on in her house. Like, she didn't know what was happening and she wanted to see if it would work. So I was going over to her house and I was sitting in my car and I felt like somebody was in the car with me. And at one point I even had tears in my eyes when I was waiting at a light, and I had no idea why. So then I get to Holly's house and then we talk for a while and then we start the Ouija board session, and it starts off like, it doesn't do anything at first, but then it starts moving to yes, there's something here, yada yada. We asked its name, it said it had none. So then we asked if it had followed us from Suicide Bridge, and it said yes. And through investigating, we learned basically this ghost's entire life story. What really freaked us out though was that Holly had asked if she was the person from her dream that night that we went to Suicide Bridge, but she spelled out the word wet, which freaked us out. We both were just crying. It was a really weird experience. And basically this spirit or whatever had shared with us that she was watching over the 4 of us, me, Holly, AJ, and then other Andrew, who just recently went off to the Navy. When we asked what had followed AJ, or if it was her, she said no. And we asked if it was a bad spirit, and she said maybe. Which freaked us out because we recently went to the haunted forest and me and Taylor contacted something that was very demonic. But we don't know if that's what followed him home or if it was something from Suicide Bridge. But as for this spirit, we found out that Holly wanted to know why she was wet and if she drowned or what happened. But basically what we got from her was that she was in a relationship that was abusive, and the only way to get out of it was she was 26. It happened in 2002. The body was never actually found, but it was taken. Just this whole thing is just so bizarre because I've never had to deal with something like this. So the fact that it's actually real and happening is just so incredibly insane. And I didn't want to record this Ouija board session because I just had this feeling that it was something that needed to stay in the moment. And so then the last thing is that Holly told me last night that she had heard somebody running up and down her stairs, but she doesn't know what it was and she doesn't think it was the girl. So that happened. So you're probably thinking, after all of this, we're gonna stop, this is happening, this is getting real, it could potentially get worse. We don't know what's with AJ right now. No? But we're not gonna stop. As much as I want to say that we are gonna stop doing this stuff so nothing else bad happens, let's just say that we are planning on staying in a hotel room that is considered to be one of the top 10 scariest places on this planet. I already know I'm insane. The spooky week has been super interesting, and I know in the beginning of this it's been a little crazy, us going to different little places and like not having really much of a plan, but hopefully I think things are gonna start getting back into order. I guess let's just get on with the rest of the spooky week, shall we? If anything else happens, I will definitely update you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, you know, comment down below if you have any other spooky places you want to see us go to. But I guess I will catch you guys on the next ghost train. Bye. Okay, so I have some updates to what happened. So we have a group chat, all of us that went and did all the scary stuff at Suicide Bridge. We have this group chat, and Holly sent a message to the group chat saying she was at work, and she was checking out a little girl and her dad at the counter, and the little girl just turns to her and goes, "Are you an angel?" And Holly laughed, and she's like, "No, why?" And the little girl goes, "Because there's someone behind you." And then Holly, like, literally lost her shit, and so yeah, that's creepy. But then, not even a couple of hours after that, AJ sends a message to the group chat saying he was having dinner with his family, and everything was quiet, and then his little brother turns and looks at him and says, "Who's Jennifer?" So then AJ's like, "What are you talking about?" And so his little brother kind of just looks behind him as if he was looking at someone or something that was behind AJ, and then just said, never mind. And then AJ confronted his little brother after dinner about it. Little brother just didn't really say anything, just kept looking behind AJ as if somebody was there. So then going back to the Ouija board session we had, right, where whatever we were talking to spelled out the word wet, okay? I was sitting in my class today, and I pulled out my calculator, turned it on. On the calculator screen, if I could get the clip of it, I could try, but I don't think I have it. But on my screen, it spelled out the word wet, and then a bunch of numbers afterwards, as if, like, somebody accidentally, like, hit it. The thing is, with my calculator, you have to hit a key before you can click the letters, and you have to do that every time you click a letter, so it's not just, like, you can press it once and then click as many letters as you want. No, you have to hold it down and click letters. So I was very confused and terrified in the middle of my math lecture. So yeah, I have a feeling things are just going to keep on coming through, so if anything else happens, I will probably just keep adding on to this video. So I don't know if this is going to be the end. We'll probably have like 12 endings to this, but for now, in case this is the end, I will say goodbye, and I will catch you all on the next ghost train, if I survive.